Hello and welcome to the second match between myself and Krogoth. I am the purple player, black ant player on the left hand side, and Krogoth is the blue wood ant player on the right hand side. We are playing on the field map, which some players have said is not their favorite map. It's some players have even said this is their least favorite map, and one of the reasons for that is there is this large gap between both sides of the map. Typically, play is usually the same for when you play this map. Both players stay on their respective sides, and there's not many tricks that you can pull on this map. This is a map that really tests your skill level in terms of your ability to macro and defend a base generically well. If you're not good in general on at Ant War, you will typically fail against a better opponent on this particular map because they're but I guess tricks and things like that are generally signs of a good opponent as well. But this particular map rewards a more standard mastery of Ant War, a more standard mastery of timing, aggression, all that good stuff. And so players that rely on maybe cheese or tricks in order to win the game aren't typically going to win on this map. Now you can see here as a black ant player, I'm taking full advantage of the fact that I can make passable dirt walls to hide my worker nest. His soldier is looking for me. I have no soldiers down at the moment, just economy. And this may actually shoot me in the foot because the fact that he cannot find me forces him to right away build scouts to figure out where I'm at. And, a lot of times players will not build scouts early on in the game because they either forget about them or they don't feel the need to get them. But when you can't find your opponent because they're hiding as a black ant like I'm doing, it forces the player to build scouts. Now, Krogoth has not built scouts yet, opting instead to take advantage of the silence to build more soldier nest of his own. At this point, we are roughly even though I have a larger economic spread than Krogoth does. He still has managed to keep up with me, and in particular has one additional worker nest than I do. I am opting to go for a twice as many soldier nest as he is in this position, but he is getting an upgrade, whereas I still have not got an upgrade. Krogoth is floating 190, 200 minerals right now. One thing I would suggest in this particular situation is to spam R on the soldier nest. If you're upgrading and your queen can't do anything anyway, it can't build worker nest or soldier nest, take that extra money early in the game, spam R, get some extra soldiers on your soldier nest, and go attack your enemy rather than just letting that sit in the bank. So I come over here, I've killed a worker nest. I'm trying to take advantage of the fact that I got the early military lead, and I'm scouting north to see if Krogoth has any structures up there. I'm not seeing any, so I believe that it's probably a pretty good bet that Krogoth is all in the bottom. And focus firing those worker nests, that's good. That's what needs to happen. Make sure that there are as few worker drop-off points as possible. I see the wood ant queen running out. Krogoth is building his first, or has built his first scout nest, which will allow him to find my base. Looking around, picked off another one. He's got a trash pile now built, so he'll be able to get that health buff. And we both have speed at this point, so neither one of us has an upgrade advantage. I'm not upgrading right now. He's not upgrading. And I'm just kind of fighting around the periphery, trying to find a way to kill as many worker nests as I can. And let's take a look at the amount of structures. We're still tied. Basically, he does have the trash pile when I don't, but I've got one additional soldier nest. Technically, having the trash pile over one additional soldier nest is better than what I have. So he is in the better macro position than I am. For some reason, my queen is not really building all that much. She is upgrading though, but so is he. and he's upgrading damage 1. I'm upgrading armor 1. So it'll be interesting to see which one is better. I've heard some arguments go either way. I typically would get damage 1 before I get armor. But yeah, see how it plays out. Now, Krogoth is opting for a similar strategy as we saw last game, where he has a very thin tunnel separating the grass exterior from the dirt underground. Just digging a few of these, dirt tiles is going to expose a massive open chamber that would be easy to run units in and start killing. That is in opposition to my strategy of having a more tunnel-y layout where my base consists of tunnels rather than chambers or rooms. So here's a big engagement between Krogoth's forces and mine. There's armor 1 versus damage 1. It looks like armor 1 easily won that engagement. In particular, I think the forces were fairly even. But Krogoth is getting significantly more soldier nests now. And I'm building more worker nests. So both of us are continuing to build. And so far, I mean, the game is looking in my favor. I've got Krogoth on the defensive. I've got him basically tied to his base here. And I'm applying that pressure. Let's take a look at what each player can see. I do have scouts running around trying to pick off his income. He does have scouts on my side of the map as well. You can see I've got quite a bit of map awareness from scouts and from the hidden workers. I can see that this attack is coming. I want to block that. I can't let Krogoth get in there and attack my soldier nest. I don't want him to get a bigger military advantage. He may be able to use scouts to kind of find these hidden worker drop-off points that I've got inside the dirt. I'm not sure what's going on here. Maybe I have a scout from Krogoth blocking that. I think that's what's going on. Is that, yeah, there's a enemy scout there from Krogoth that was blocking the exit of my units. So let's take a look at what Krogoth's got. Krogoth's got quite a bit of map awareness as well. He's got scouts on my side of the map paying attention to what's going on. I believe he understands that I have a scout running with my army, taking a look at what he's got. So in general, this is a pretty even matchup. Both of the players are basically even in terms of their structures right now. 22 soldiers versus 24 soldier nest, 24 workers versus 23 worker nest per side. Let's take a look at the upgrades. Krogoth has 2 damage. I've got 1 damage plus 1 armor. It looks like Krogoth was able to clean that up very easily. Unfortunately, Krogoth was able to basically wreck me there, so maybe 2 damage is the way to go. Now he's got 3 damage. Take a look at my upgrades. Oh yeah, so we're both got 2 damage and one armor, and we both have. So we're even on upgrades, including the health buff at this point. So let's see what's happening here. Krogoth is chasing down my scouts, trying to kill them. He is starting to put me on the defensive in this position. I am picking up his outside eco. You can see I went and destroyed these worker nests. Those worker nests are done, so that's all he has in terms of outside eco. So yeah, while he's attacking my base and keeping me on the defensive, I am kind of keeping him on his toes as well. So it's not necessarily it's not easy to determine here who is winning. And I think that's so important in these sorts of matchups. You don't want to let your opponent bottle you up at your base. But I think that Krogoth does have the superior numbers at this point. In this particular engagement, I think I'm going to be able to engage well. I think he was able to get initially a better concave, but he is withdrawing, I think, because I had better numbers on that particular front. This is a mistake on my part. I should not have left those units there to engage on their own. So I did lose those unnecessarily. I should have balled them back up with the rest of my military to engage in all at one time. But I am coming over here prioritizing attacking the eco. Did make a mistake there. I'm not sure what's going on. I think I'm being distracted by what's going on at home. But yeah, I've kind of got majors sitting here doing nothing. Meanwhile, Krogoth gets a big run in on my soldier nest on the left-hand side, able to kill those 2 nests. Those 2 nests are massive. You can see very easily with the number of eggs that are spawning off of them. that I just lost at least 15 supply worth of soldiers and majors. So not a good hit for me. Very good hit for Krogoth. Krogoth does now have the damage 3 upgrade. I'm still, 15 seconds out from getting that myself. So in this particular scenario, it looks like Krogoth is starting to win this match. He's got more worker nest and more soldier nest than I do. And now I am bottled up in my my home base entrance. I do have the workers coming out of the bottom here. Krogoth does have a scout nest down there, but I don't know if he recognizes that I've got workers all the way down here. He is picking up the hidden worker nest by following my my hidden workers using the scouts. So he is wisely paying attention to where my workers are dropping food off, and he is punishing accordingly. But I still do have drop-off points here. But yeah, losing this wasn't good. He's got me completely bottled up here. I'm building a trash pile here for defense, help protect myself there. I believe I'm going for a super major nest up top. Hopefully get some super majors out to help protect and start putting pressure back on him. And yeah, so we'll see how this goes very shortly. And over on Krogoth's side, we can see that Krogoth is continuing to build now. I have not been able to punish these expansions in a very long time. He's been able to successfully keep me bottled up in my hole. And yeah, it's not looking good for me at all. This game is definitely looking in Krogoth's favor. You can see that he's got twice as many worker nests as I do, and he has 36 soldier nests compared to my 28. So he's in a decisively better economic and military position. I believe his eco is better. Let's take a look at income here in a second. So he's got 47 workers compared to my 26. You can see that at times his eco is twice mine. Yeah, this game is not going well for MDoulos, the purple player on the left-hand side. That's me. Completely bottled up. This is the ideal situation you want to have a player in. Bottled up in their base. They can't get out. You have map control. You have vision of the map. They don't. You can see I have scouts and hidden workers everywhere, but I can't do anything. I see all these workers over here. I can't do anything about that. Meanwhile, Krogoth has significantly better map vision. I'm going to go back and forth between this again. Let's see if I can do it automatically. Yeah. So you see, that's my map vision. That's Krogoth's map vision. Mine, Krogoth. Mine, Krogoth. Krogoth has significantly better. I do break out here. I was able to break out of my base. I'm going to go over, try to do some damage, get over here, maybe kill these expansions again. Maybe kill these hidden workers that I've been spying with my scouts. I am going to put some scout nest out myself. Some outpost. These outposts are built by the scouts. So yeah, with just a little breakout. I mean, this is not what Krogoth wants. This is ideal for me to be able to break out and be able to get some units out there and see what's going on, kill some expansions. I don't know if it's going to be enough. I don't actually remember the outcome of this particular game, but now we can see that the difference in map awareness is not that significant as it was before. These outposts are huge. You can see the vision radius on the outpost is very large. They're invisible. They're built by the scouts. Yeah, they just allow you to see a lot of what's going on. But it looks like, I mean, despite this trash pile slowing Krogoth down, oh, look at this. Me trying to dig in there on the top, getting that little soldier's getting ignored. That's great. You want to constantly have little squads of units doing different things like that. Give you an advantage, because once that wall is destroyed, I'll be able to run in from the top there if I'm able to break out of my base at all. That trash pile is really slowing Krogoth down. What Krogoth should be doing right now is digging like he just did there, digging here like he's doing there, maybe digging up here if he knew about my base there. One thing he could do is take one of these scouts and use radar ability, run it along the edge, and he would be able to see on radar that there were structures behind the dirt there. then he would know where to dig. That is one thing that I don't do very well, and other players don't do very well. But there is room for improvement there. Putting the pebbles down to kind of wall off the area again. Got some super majors at the front to try to break out. Him seeing the super majors means that he's probably going to step up production on his own specialist units, which we saw over there. He's got the acid launchers. I don't know if he's going to use them to defend or to come and attack, but these acid launchers are able to bunker inside of the walls. So I've got super majors running alone across the map. That is not a good idea. Super majors should not be ran alone across the map. The worst place that they can die, other than right at your base where they blow up, their death blows up the dirt around your entrance. The worst place that they can die is right in the middle of the field, easily surrounded with no support. The damage that they do is splash damage. Krogoth running around, able to get a complete runaround on my forces and able to do what he's been trying to do for the last 5 minutes, which is to start killing some of these soldier nests. This is a huge hit on me. I should not have been foolish enough to allow him to run around. You can see how many nests I just lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Something like 12 to 13 nests I just lost. That's going to be a ton of soldiers that I will not be respawning in this war. And that could have been a mistake that cost me the game, especially when you consider the fact that I was just now getting the ability to run out of my base with the super majors supporting me, able to get out there and do some damage. If I end up losing this particular match, which I honestly can't remember if I won or lost, if I end up losing this particular match, then that could have been the moment that I lost, allowing my opponent to run around my army and get in there. And there we go. We have super majors being lost in the middle of the field by just getting an easy surround. Their opponent's getting an easy surround on them. That is rather unfortunate. And now with the acid launchers running across from the right-hand side, I think that Krogoth is going to be able to nail down a victory in this particular situation. Even though I had units attacking, I wasn't able to do a lot of damage on his side. And even though I was out of my base for the first time in 5 minutes, I wasn't able to do much. So I do have a super major coming over here trying to run around and kill some soldier nests. He will be able to kill some before he's dead. And that's great. I wish I had some more units over there to maximize that. But once again, I am pinned back to my base. Krogoth has a decisive 20 soldier nest lead on me, 22 soldier nest lead on me, and he has twice as many worker nests as well. He's got the acid launchers outside of my base, attacking my stuff. He's digging more out, even though I've got the pebble walls. The hole in my base is only getting larger. I don't have the trash piles defending anymore, and the acid launchers would be able to destroy them anyway. And there it is. The game is over. I realized that it was a losing play at that point, and Krogoth very much earned that GG. I don't think I saw any serious mistakes made by him in this particular match. He was using scouts. He had map control, map awareness, playing very well, playing very effectively. And I would have liked to see what would happen in this particular match if if his army did not run around my own. That was I believe, a winning move from Krogoth right there to spend 5 minutes trying to get into my base and then me basically let him in once I get out. So that was great. And now there will be a tiebreaker match between Krogoth and myself to see who moves on in the tournament.